What is the what do you think are the keys to booking a night in terms of getting the right mix of acts and getting the right host? Because I mean, I've spoken to a few promoters and they say a lot of them speak of making sure it's mixed in different styles, make sure they're not talking about the same topic. And you had one maybe magic act, music act, or an act that's a bit different than a straight stand up.
I, it, it's difficult, man. I've seen amazing nights of comedy where it's been for white men on the bill. But I mean, that's something that we try not to do, although it happens on occasion. Sometimes you can only book the people that are available or who apply for the gigs. You can't magic diversity out of your back pocket if people haven't applied for that particular date, So again, you would look at the applications, obviously, of the people that have said that they're available for it. And yeah, you'd be stupid to book people too similar on a bill. But at the end of the day, I don't think audiences aren't as aware of that as being an important element of a night. I don't think some audience members will, but I don't think an audience, your average audience member of a comedy club, their enjoyment of the night won't be influenced so much by that if everyone's funny. Comedians aren't doing the same jokes, so everyone, even if they're on of a similar style, are still going to be talking about different topics, and their voice will be different and their look might be different and stuff like that as well. But I think generally for us, it's, I mean, I was going to say 99%, it's not. 100% of our gigs include people with TV credits on the bill.
Oh,
So, it like always basically, there's always someone at every single gig that has got that live at the Apollo credit or whatever it might be. So that's kind of, to be completely honest, that's my starting point for building a lineup, is to find who my headliner is going to be, because then that will shape the rest of the lineup around it. Basically, that would generally that's the point to start at, because once you know who your headliner is, so they'll be doing the longest set, they'll be the person on the poster with the most credits that will draw the most attention. They'll be the person when you're doing your press releases who will get the most, who you're going to lead with on those press releases as well. So you kind of build from the front in that way. And then that guides you, so that if our headliner is a generic white male comedian, that, okay, now I know what the mix needs to be below that as well, basically, for the other acts that are going to be on. So that generally tends to be the way that I would, I would start with that blank piece of paper, would be like, right, who's the right headliner for this gig? Because it's the most important spot of the night, it's the one who is going to close the show and do the longest time as a set. I know a lot of people say, oh, your MC is very important. Of course they are. They will make or break a night for you as well, because they're popping up. But I think what we tend to do is we tend to find MCs that work for us and our image and the way that we like to do gigs. And so we kind of have like a pool of MCs that I would go to, that I trust with my baby, basically, when they're on stage. To, in effect, they're the face of the night, aren't they? So to be the ones that promote it, and they're the ones who do the wrap up and ask people to come back the next month. And there's some absolutely brilliant MCs out there that will present a gig as if it's their own, as if they were the promoter for it. And that's what you're looking for with an MC. Someone who looks like they actually give a shit and like they really care about how well the night's going to go.
yeah. What? Who? Actually, I don't have a. No. And
No. So build from the front. Basically, that's the way I do it. And as I said, diversity is always really important for us. It is, especially in terms of like female comics as well. That's certainly something where I never. I think I've got one coming up. I've got one coming up in Leeds on Sunday where there isn't a female on the bill, and that was purely down to who applied for the gig.